I'm Kat Clark, and you're watching The Red Booth.
Hi, welcome to The Red Booth Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Q. On tonight's episode, I have musician Kat Clark and 6394, who are both here to talk about their new music and working together in the industry. So come and join us. So hey guys, thanks for coming on the show.
Of course.
Of course. Thanks for having us.
Definitely. Okay, so this is Kat Clark, and she is a singer, performer, and songwriter.
Yes.
And also tell us who you are.
My name is 6394TG, and I am an artist. And I am also Kat Clark's lover.
You also help work with her on her music career and
Yeah.
are very much like a support system, I guess you could say, right?
Mainly just a supporter. I'm like a huge fan.
Yeah.
I'm trying to become a manager, but I don't have any real experience in the field, so.
Well, you seem to be doing a good job. I mean, obviously you guys have been getting great success with your songs, so that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, he's been bringing me to some pretty amazing sessions, and we've been writing for some bigger artists, submitting, so.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been great.
So you're doing a lot of songwriting and actually just getting paid for other artists to sing your songs too?
Yeah, I have like a couple placements where, you know, I'll either write a song, vocal produce, engineer, or like...
What is vocal produce?
Vocal production is when you're working with an artist and you're teaching them how to enunciate and how to stay on rhythm and all that. Because there's a lot of dynamics behind like actually
Sounding good?
Yeah, well-produced verse.
Like are you like a singing coach, would you say?
In a sense, yeah. I would say the most of my vocal production comes from rapping, but I also vocal produce singers.
Wow, how did you get into that?
I was doing a lot of songwriting down here, and I ended up opening up my own studio, and I would just have clients come through and just run sessions for them, and a lot of the times...
Like recording them and stuff, you mean? Oh, cool.
Yeah, and a lot of the times the girls would just need help with either, you know, singing, rapping, kind of like cadences, and obviously songwriting. So I have a couple artists I work with that write their own stuff, and they're really talented. Rami Mami. But then I just kind of like help here and there with vocal production and just kind of support, you know. A lot of times, like having the right energy in the studio is really important.
It's
So
everything.
just, yeah, like hyping people up. Like that's the cool thing about him is when we're working together, he's always like super hyped. So it's easier to
I have
work.
ADD.
No, there's nothing wrong with being super like positive and like helping people. I think that's like amazing, and that's what every artist needs to have around them, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that if you want to be successful in life, there's one thing you got to get used to, and it's being able to make a good thing better. If you could do that as a hobby in everything you do, then you'll probably win.
Yeah, it's true. And so that's kind of like our job, literally, is
So
going
people
in and
bring you music, and then you're like, I'm gonna help you make this even better, basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
So engineering and vocal production, that's a big part of that. And then some people I just write full songs for.
Wow.
And like try to just bring this emotion, and it's like script writing. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So.
Do they tell you like, oh, I want it to sound like this and that, and then you just take it from there, or do you just...
Sometimes it kind of depends on the customer. So some people have a concept, and then we work around the concept. Other people are just like, give me, you know, something you create.
Nice.
So I'll just,
Which one do you like better?
I like them both, honestly. As long as the people are, you know, positive and easy to work with, I'm hyped on it, you know? Yeah. I just love people's creative concepts and energy and being around that. So, you know, whenever I'm working on a project, it's a fun time.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
What a great thing to do. I mean, I love it. I actually write songs too, but I just don't have a career in that area at all. But I just think it's so much fun, and I love it's very creative, and everybody's that's doing it it's very personal to them as well.
Right.
So I think it's really amazing that that's what you're doing. And
Yeah.
you have your own music also, obviously.
Yes.
So I would love to tell everybody kind of what's coming out. You have a new EP, and
I have a new EP I just came out with called Substance. That was produced by Onboys, a couple producer friends of mine that I started working with quite a few years ago. They've always been super supportive. Friend of mine, Nietzsche, and Just Swoop. So they're in their production group.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. So they produced the whole project for me, and I was able to go in and record and just kind of. I mixed a couple of the songs myself, so it was like pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a good experience. And then, so yeah, it's kind of like this hip hop, R&B, a little bit of, indie pop inspired stuff in there.
It sounds so good.
Thank
too.
you.
Yeah, because I get to hear her music and it's really well done, and also you have an amazing voice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, obviously, I mean, you're teaching other people how to sing, so
yeah,
you know how to sing.
Yeah,
obviously.
it's like an internal tick.
So there was one of the new songs on the EP that you showed me. What was the name of that one? That was like the main one that you're kind of like promoting.
Young Rich.
Young Rich.
Yes.
Cool. And what inspired that song for you?
So Young Rich, I was in the studio with Nietzsche and Just Swoop, and we were just kind of like banging out some ideas, and Just Swoop put on one of his beats, and I was like, oh, this is so cool, and I just started going, young, young, rich, young, pretty. He's like, oh, that was cool, you should make a song into that. So I made a song into it, and then I put a whole concept behind it, and it's just basically like about being, youthful in LA and not necessarily rich, but having a rich spirit and just kind of like being rich, like in your mindset. And it's pretty funny because the time, I totally forgot about this, but when I wrote that chorus, I was actually living in my car. Oh. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. So it's just like LA's like a whole experience, It's just like shedding your ego and finding that creative like niche to keep going.
That's true. Sometimes you got to do stuff like that to make it all happen.
Yeah,
people will do
totally.
anything to make it work. And sacrifice the normal life. I
Yeah,
guess.
and
So that's cool. We have to take a quick break, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
But, yeah, we'll be right back with Kat Clark. And welcome back to the Red Booth Show. We're here with musician Kat Clark, and also 6394. And we're here talking about one of your new songs that's coming out on your new EP.
Yes.
And what's the name of the EP again?
Substance. Yes, and the track is Young Rich, which actually already came out.
Right, okay.
So,
cool, that's
yes.
awesome. And you were mentioning that you actually wrote the song quite a while ago.
Yeah, I wrote it probably about 3 years ago. And it's kind of crazy because a lot of times you might write a song and the concept doesn't come together for like 5 years or 6 years because we go through so much content as artists and so many creative ideas, and if it doesn't get recorded right there that day, it might not.
It might not happen for another 10 years. It's like a solar eclipse.
Yeah. It's like, oh, there it is. Oh.
Yes. Yes, there it is.
And you also have a new song that's an EDM song too, right?
Yes.
That you were showing me?
Yeah, so I just released a single with some really good friends of mine. They're a DJ group from Costa Mesa, and they're called Coast Club. I just released a single with them, and it's a really just kind of like lighthearted love song, more pop, EDM. I don't know, I was doing so much like rapping and writing for rappers and stuff that
That's crazy that, I'm sorry, writing for rappers, I mean, you just wouldn't think that. I mean, seriously,
Yeah.
It's so funny.
She's actually, I've asked her to...
There's always like hardcore rappers out there, but they are being written by Kat.
Yeah.
Including myself.
Yeah. I can say some savage stuff,
Can you what is it called when you like rap?
Freestyle?
Yeah, freestyle.
I can't freestyle, honestly. I write all my content, but I can freestyle sing. So
Nice.
I can freestyle rhyme when I'm
Can you
singing.
freestyle sing for us right now?
Yeah, give me a topic.
Let's see. Business, winning in business, like in your career.
Okay. I've been through so many phases. I've seen so many faces, but that don't mean that I can't rise like cream.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yes.
I mean,
That was so cool.
God,
Like, you did it. It's so cool. Yep, I love it.
So,
It's awesome.
thank you.
How did you first start singing and performing?
I started playing instruments when I was 8. I started playing piano when I was 8 years old, started playing guitar when I was 8. And I didn't really get into it till I was about...
Because your parents asked you to, or you wanted to?
I wanted to.
Yeah.
I wanted to play guitar. We had a piano at home, so it's just kind of like, hey, this is here, and, you know?
Yeah.
So that turned into me kind of regularly playing when I was about 13, 14, and then when my brother passed away when I was 15, and my way of coping was
oh my God, that's
music.
so sorry.
Yeah, it happens to all, so many of us. But yeah, it was just, I would play music all day, every day, because it was the only way that I could really like cope, with the pain and the heartbreak.
I'm so sorry to hear that is what happened, but I mean, I've actually heard it quite a lot that musicians they spring from something like that's happening in their life, and it inspires them and they share.
Yeah, it's often, I feel like, suffering and struggling that inspires like some pretty good art.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's a way of coping with it.
Yeah,
so.
but on the good side, it's a great way of expressing yourself and dealing with that and processing things too, I think.
Exactly.
That's cool.
And that's a big thing that connected us too, is we've both had siblings that committed suicide. So
that's how it happened.
Yeah.
That's actually
Whoa.
like the first week we met, I think. Something brought that out of like the conversation, and I was like, what? And we're both Geminis.
Yeah.
So we're actually like, our sign is twins, and then we both like lost a very twin-like figure. Well, mine was actually a twin, but.
It was actually your twin?
Yeah.
No way. Like identical twin? Or?
Yeah, identical twin.
Oh my God.
Hers was an Irish twin, but same thing. Because you guys were born like less than a year apart or something?
Less than 2 years.
Less than 2 years apart,
Yeah. But like my idol, you know what I mean? So, and I was like totally a tomboy growing up because of him, and did all the sports, and so.
But now we're taking over the world in music, so.
Yeah, gang.
Well, the quality of your music is also really, really good. Like I've noticed that, the production value, and I wanted to ask if you're a part of that process. Like, are you down to like the mix mastering and everything, or?
Yeah, on a couple of tracks, I actually went through and edited all my vocals and kind of put everything together. So that was like my first mixing experience. As far as production and making beats, I do make beats, but everything I have out right now is just collaborations with producers. I have some.
So you'll do like vocals, you'll do lyrics and melody, and then you'll grab somebody's beats, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like those guys on Instagram, they're all like, hey, buy some beats,
Yeah.
You can find there's tons of people out there selling beats, right?
Yeah, so that's usually the case. And then, but we both, play instruments, and he plays like 12 instruments.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, we have to take another break, but we're gonna be right back with Kat Clark and 6394.
Yes.
I remembered it.
Good job. Thank you so much.
And welcome back to the Red Booth Show. I'm here with musician Kat Clark and also 6394.
Hello.
And we've been talking about their new music and what's coming up next as well.
Yes.
So, and also you were just mentioning that you have actually learned how to play 12 different instruments.
Yes.
That's crazy.
I don't know if it's 12. Let me see. I mean, I have to count. There's piano, violin, cello, harp, guitar, drums, and bass. That's not 12, dude. That's totally 7.
I lied.
I mean, unless you want to count like the bongos and like the
I play the tambourine.
I can play a mean triangle.
What about a harmonica?
That's actually, I was going to say that. So my wind instruments, there's none of them. I can't play flute or sax or harmonica.
You can't play the harmonica? Get out of here.
Okay.
Somebody get your
Leave
mind.
now.
Like now? Yeah, wind instruments I never had much luck with, but it might be because I'm asthmatic, so.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of a problem.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
You can't really play the trombone, I guess.
I would love to, though. I feel like I could be like I almost said Neil Armstrong. Is that? That's the guy who went to outer space, though.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna stop talking now.
I I understood what you were gonna say. Okay, I know what you're talking about, and I feel you. And
I think his name is Lance, by the way.
Right there. Yeah.
Okay, Lance Armstrong. That's the biker.
I'm winning right now.
It's
an Armstrong. It's an Armstrong. One of the
Yeah,
Armstrongs.
It's one of the Armstrongs.
Yes, I know what you're saying.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, good.
I hope they know.
They know.
Louis.
Louis
Really, thank you for
Thank
the
you.
Who was that ghost?
I promise I'm a real musician somewhere inside. I know these things. Yeah.
So yes, the story you were saying.
I can't play wind instruments, but I can play a bunch of string instruments, almost all of them, I think. And so it's pretty easy. I've never had a personal sitar that I owned, but I bet you if you gave me one, I could probably play.
What about
The harp? Yeah, I
Yeah.
can play harp.
I want to see this.
Okay. Well, do you have a harp in the studio?
If we have one here, after the show, we'll go and find one. Okay, 'cause that's gonna happen. Okay. And so, how did you guys meet? I know you said one of the things you have in common, which is a very deep thing to have in common for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, how did we meet? This is
but
such a
how
fun
did you?
story.
You
Who
met-
gets to tell it?
Yo, stop.
Oh yeah, and also, okay, go ahead.
Oh yeah, we met
On a writing job for an artist.
Yeah.
And we were not going to talk about the artist, but we met on a writing job, and it was a very unique circumstance because we were both getting a very shorthand. And it was a very fun experience because we totally took it super serious because that's what we do as professionals.
Yeah, we were like overexerting ourselves and just like, how can we help you and like make you dope?
And they were like, I don't think I want to be that dope. Can you make me like half dope? Like maybe like just 20% cool? And we were like, I don't know what that means, but we'll try it. So we tried it.
But anyway, so
And
the
we ended up just getting
clientele-
married afterwards, which was super dope. So now here
married.
we are.
Somebody gets news.
I'm going to stop talking again now.
I don't know. Yeah, he's been talking to her about this all throughout the show while we're not on set.
If you
So-
think that Kat should marry 6394, call in now at 1-800. You
Send
should
me
do
a cash
it.
app.
Actually, you can
CAT.
live tweet us at the Red Booth Show and let us know.
Okay, yeah.
Should
and my
she
cash
marry
app.
6394?
6394
Yeah.
TG.
TG. What's the TG for?
The goat.
The goat? Oh my god. So you
Anyway.
guys were writing for this big artist.
So we were writing for this artist, not a big artist. She
No.
was developing, and we were just trying to help in the development process, and the energies just ended up not working out between all of us.
What did you do?
We were just kind of like,
Well, we had to act like we didn't
It's
like
super
each other.
awkward, right?
That was another thing. We had to act like we didn't like each other, so it was super funny.
to get out of the job?
No, to keep the job.
Oh.
Yeah, because the artist we were writing for, I think, had alternative interests alongside the writing part.
I mean, I was just trying to write. I don't know what he was.
Was
I
it a
don't know.
male artist or female artist?
Female.
It was a female artist,
Oh.
and she
I
liked
was-
me.
She liked you?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
so awkward.
Yeah.
This is
But I don't cross bounds like that, so
no,
I was just like, I see you, I feel you looking at me, Six, but I'm about to write this verse.
Right, and I didn't write any verses the whole time. I just looked at her pretty much.
So then we ended up hanging out a couple months later.
That's actually a really big part of the industry is dealing with that kind of thing, actually.
It is.
People
It
who
is.
like each other in a business situation, and then you have to go, oh, how? I mean, how do
Yeah.
you deal with that?
Okay, speaking of are we allowed to curse on this show? Because I had some things I wanted to say earlier, I didn't.
Well, we'll just have to bleep them out.
Okay,
That's all.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is awesome because people get to actually see like the artists behind the scenes, like
Yeah.
working on all this stuff and, you know, coming up with all of these lyrics and helping people with their music. So
Yeah.
that's how it is.
Yeah, there's
you know?
a lot behind the scenes with music that people never really like even talk about, honestly, or even it might not even surface until the Grammy credits, you know? So it's crazy. It's amazing how many heads are actually behind a functioning artist.
You know what I noticed that on the last Grammys awards that they showed like all of the credits of the people.
Yeah.
They didn't used to do that. Did you see that? Like all of the
Yeah.
names, like
Yeah.
everybody that was a part of writing that song for whoever that big
Right,
name
and it
was.
ends up being a lot of names.
It's a lot.
pretty crazy, yeah.
Yeah, but
For us, it'll probably only be like 2 or 3.
Right. Cool.
personal. You fucking so okay.
All right, we have to take another break.
Okay.
But we will be right back with Kat Clark and 6394.
Tune in.
And welcome back to the Red Booth Show. I'm here with musician Kat Clark and 6394. They are a musical duo. I mean, I guess you wouldn't say on your songs you're not, but he helps you.
Yeah. The last writing job, we were totally like.
Yeah. No, she actually, best moment of my life. I'm holding this woman by her hips and hands and embracing her, and she's standing behind the mic. I tried to make that sound as appropriate as possible before I said it, but when it came out, it was just too late. And she's freestyling the song behind the mic, and it's so crazy because she's just shooting out all this energy, and it feels like it's like coming from like some of my influence of like loving her, and it's a love song that we're making. Okay. You know
No, it's cute. I'm sorry, I'm hurting mine.
And she's working on this.
Don't laugh at him. He's being very deep right now.
So cute.
Right. I have so much to just contribute to how much of an awesome person you are. Just let me say it. Just let me say it. No, but it was great. Yeah, a lot of her songs are freestyle. So like you really can't help that because it's just pure energy. It's pure her. It's her unique creativity. But you can be a part of the energy that inspires where that comes from and what stimulates it. So hopefully I do that for her.
But I feel like Six has a whole different level of creativity than me because he's so rap influenced that, like, there's certain flows that he had that blow my mind. You know what I mean? It's really amazing.
It's just words.
So is Shakespeare. But,
so is Shakespeare, she says. I like that.
I got more.
Gotta keep it right here.
Yeah, it's really cool. The last writing job we had, you know, I was coming up with the melodies and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, why don't you say this? And it's just this amazing lyric, you know? So it's really cool to be able to work with someone that you have this, like, copacetic kind of creative energy, you know? I think it's pretty powerful.
It's almost like
That's awesome.
space.
Yeah, it's like when you're in space, you know what I mean?
Okay, that's an inside joke, you guys, because before the show, there was a whole conversation about space and like, well, anyways, so
Yeah,
there you go.
just never know where it's gonna go.
But honestly,
Space.
I think it's freaking amazing that you guys have this sort of relationship and as artists as well, because it's really hard to be an artist on your own and like just not have people, if people don't understand what you're trying to do or not into what your vibe is or don't contribute to your creativity, it's difficult. And it's really important to find somebody that really connects and understands you. So
and when you do, you should definitely marry them, I think.
Be quiet.
I get the idea that he kind of wants to marry you.
I know he kind of does.
Yeah?
Text now.
Yeah.
We are young.
Heartache to heartache.
Potentially in love.
You know how I feel. Love is a battlefield.
That's right. That's right.
He's an amazing person, but you know, I'm trying to get this money before I turn into.
We're just gonna bleep out all of these words and act like she
Beep,
said
beep,
yes.
beep, beep, beep.
Take two.
But back to what you were saying, it is really important because as an artist, you deal with way more rejection than people, you know, being there to support you.
Right.
You have your fans and you have people in the studios that are working with you that, you know, you can understand that you have some kind of like, there's validity to your movement, there's validity to, you know, your lyrics and what people are connecting with. But as far as, you know, someone putting you onto the billboards, like that kind of level, you're not gonna deal with that every day. You're not gonna deal with having opportunities to really be seen. So it's really important to have people around you that believe in you, but to also push yourself and believe in yourself and every day get up and be like, no, this is my path, you know? So I feel like we're both really those kind of people, and it helps other artists around us because they're like, oh, okay, I can do this too. And just expressing yourself is really important.
Yeah. Having enough energy to where other people around you can feed off of it without it diminishing like your ability to still perform, I think is kind of, that was a little secret right there. So if you were listening, hopefully you got the key right there. You know? It's all about, I think everybody needs to kind of take a philanthropic stance when they work in an industry such as music, because for a lot of people involved in it, there's not an immediate payout for their energy and for their talent and for what they're contributing to whatever circumstance.
That's true. It can take a long time.
Yeah.
It can be really rough because they're all like working some day job that's like depressing them, and then they're like, man, how am I going to make this happen? Totally. What do you guys think is the best way to turn that into like a way to actually live on and make money from the songs?
I'd say you need to learn how to engineer and produce. If you're a musician and you really want to work in music so much, if you have enough love for literature and creative writing, then hopefully that love is something that is deep enough that'll make you go out of your way to make the sacrifice, to take the time to learn how to do something you might find tedious or not important, just so you can monetize something that's in the same category as songwriting. So that way you can make money off of music, be in the studio, be with like-minded individuals. You may be working on a keyboard or something, or engineering or mastering, but still you're in that studio where at the end of the day you can sit back and be like, oh, and I also wrote this today, and I also got feedback from other artists, and they vibed with me, and we got to be creative together. You know, that's, if you want to monetize your music, you need to get your streams on point, and you need to get your ability to actually be a contributing person in the studio, because there's so many people who want to come and just write and just stand there and sing.
You mean like mix or do things like that for people? Right.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean.
And how do you get your streams to perform?
If you want your streams to perform, you got to get the hyper blockchain technology. No, but really take some time to understand algorithms and really like
Well, yeah, obviously the quality of the music and like you know, is it catchy and all that sort of stuff is a big part of it.
I think the thing that I've learned,
there's two things. Right?
I feel like I'm kind of like the logistics, and she's like the like.
I'm like the
creator.
Yeah, the creativity.
You are the creator.
I need the logistics because that's what I lack.
And I need the creativity because I'm like mayonnaise.
It's like the most creative person
I'm
in
like
the world.
very just plain, bland flavored.
You seem really bland.
You're like In-N-Out special sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow,
vegan.
That's a huge compliment.
Okay, you
that's
just
like
took
the
it out
biggest
the building
compliment
on that
ever.
one. Thank you. I'm like vegan In-N-Out sauce, the special kind.
That's
But
hilarious.
from me, what I've learned from my mentors is that you need to come out with a sound that's unique to yourself and not anybody else. Because for me, writing for so many different people, sometimes I get lost in the wave or the sound that people want. And it's really important to step back and just have it be you and an instrument and just create that sonic experience that people are looking for, which isn't just following a trending topic, it's literally reinventing something. So that's the creative side. But
Damn, we're giving away too much knowledge right now. No.
Oh, bleep that out. I was cussing that whole time.
We'll just have to bleep out that last sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's really good advice, you guys. I'm so sorry, but we are out of time. I would love to keep talking to you, but I have to wrap it up.
We appreciate being here so much.
Thank you for being
thanks for
here.
having us.
Yeah, it's really nice to meet you guys, and hope everybody goes and finds your music online. Tell them where they can find you and
You can find me
buy your music
on Spotify. You can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, all that. Cat Clark. It's CATCLARK. You can find me on Instagram and SoundCloud at Cat Clark Music. CATCLARKMUSIC.
Yes. I'm not telling people where they can find my music.
This is my boyfriend. He will be out everywhere soon.
Actually,
Fiance.
Sitting near you.
if you guys follow along, we have a whole documentary and series coming out on Netflix called Who is Daniel James? And also my music will be, you can follow along on Instagram.
Who is Daniel James?
Yes.
What? This is a whole nother story. We'll have to have you back for another interview. Next time. There you go.
And the Instagram is Follow Father. So there we go.
Sweet.
Yes.
Thanks, guys. And don't forget to tune in on every Saturday night on U2 America.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.